No matter how much work you've done on yourself in cultivating a joyful and meaningful life, there is one guarantee as long as you are engaging with other people, and that is the inevitability that they're going to piss you off, that they're going to get under your skin, and that they're going to trigger the shit out of you now and then. And whenever we experience that irritation, that sense of inadequacy, that sense of jealousy, frustration, or anger, we have two choices. We can choose to adhere and attach to our self-righteousness and our ego. We can make it our business to try and show the other person the error of their ways, to try and prove our point, prove how correct we are, forgetting that there is no advantage whatsoever to being right. We can aim to feel superior. We can become very defensive. We can really attach ourselves to our expectations for other people and for how situations are going to play out, and all the while disconnect ourselves from love and kindness and from other people, damaging our relationships as a consequence. Because anytime you put a lot of effort into proving yourself right, it means that you're putting a lot of effort into proving somebody else wrong. And whenever that is your goal or objective, then naturally you're going to disconnect that relationship. You're going to create a gap, you're going to create isolation, and you're going to feed that need for superiority in order to feel adequate and in order to feel like as if you matter. Because again, when you're very self-accepting, you don't have this massive need to prove a point all the time, because you realize that it's just not all that important. And it's not that you become a doormat, it's just that you realize that proving yourself all of the time is just a fool's errand. I mean, ultimately what other people think of you is none of your business. And naturally there's going to be times when you have to have a discussion, or when you have to point out a valid objective, or point out a valid piece of information. However, if a person is willing to hear that, all good and well. Oftentimes they're not, but you're so what? It's just about being able to let it be. And oftentimes we struggle with that. We really struggle with forcing other people to see our point of view, trying to get them to see the world the way we do. And unfortunately, that's just not how people operate. We all have our own little constructs going on, and we need to pay a little bit more heed to our own as opposed to trying to control other people's. And it's recognizing as well, as I said, that when we're creating disconnect, we are continuously rejecting the self, because as long as we are telling ourselves that we need to be right in other people's mind, we're basically saying that our worth is up to what other people think of us. It brings us back to this whole thing of social comparison. I mean, yes, social comparison has an evolutionary role in our lives, but not so much in modern day living. And yet we are continuously comparing ourselves to what we see on our social media content, to the people who we work with, and in the process we are always rejecting our authentic self. We're rejecting how we look. We're rejecting what it is that we actually want to do with our lives. We're rejecting what we truly are drawn to, and we're just conforming to what we think will gain us the approval of others. Likewise, when we are looking at somebody in a comparative way, we tend to be judging them. So we're judging ourselves and we're judging others, and in the process moving away from more benevolent spiritual concepts like kindness and acceptance and forgiveness and understanding. So it's recognizing again that when you move out of a place of comparison, that it is actually good for your mental, emotional and spiritual health. It makes you feel better about yourself and other people. It removes you from that need to judge. And the thing is, this isn't something that comes easy easily to us because we are taught to judge from a very early age. We are continuously compared to other people in our schooling systems and even in our families of origin. And so it takes a lot of undoing for us to recognize that everybody has their own inherent essence and worth, that everyone has their own beauty, and that as long as we are continuously trying to be somebody else, we are completely denying our true self, our authenticity, and the innate beauty that we have about our being. And it's recognizing as well that a certain amount of comparison can be beneficial to you. I mean, if you see somebody who is in alignment with who you want to be and the life you want to reflect, when you look beneath all of the layers of conformity and seeking approval and what's popular in our culture, who you actually want to be, what you want to do with your life. And if you look to those people and look at the steps that they are taking that help them cultivate the life that they're currently living, then yes, you can use that content to reflect on what it is that you're doing and the way that you're living, and perhaps make a few changes. But everyone's path is individual. I mean, there is no set trajectory, and if you are following somebody else's footsteps, then you are not walking your own path. You have to recognize that everything must be individualized when it comes to your healing process. You know, what works for one person may not work for another, and you have to find what works for you in order to get that sense of meaning and fulfillment and equanimity that so many people are looking desperately for. I hope this was helpful. If you'd like to work with me on an individual basis, get in touch with me on the website. It's fundamentals.ie.